I want to move on to the special session, or the scheduled special session that the state legislature is supposed to have August 21st. Sam, you follow to an extent what's going on in the politics there as well. And it struck me this week we had the Speaker of the House and the Lieutenant Governor saying, yeah, good luck with that, Governor, basically. We're not so hot on this idea. I think it was Sexton specifically who said, if you're even going to make mention of a red flag law, which is basically what he wants, even though the governor won't call it that, there's just no point. It's just a waste of taxpayers' money, and it's been called a publicity stunt by other Republican lawmakers. What do you think of the chances that the governor pulls this off in August?
I mean, I think you just kind of answered your own question there, Richard, right? Like, throughout his time in office, and whether or not his administration would agree with this or not, this is probably true, they've always been worried about the right flank. They've never been worried about a challenge on the left. It was always about, when he was heading towards re-election in 2022, avoiding a challenge on the right flank, right? And right now, the governor would like a red flag law in Tennessee. As we've talked about on this program, a majority of voters would probably like that. A majority of Shelby County would certainly like that. And at the same time, you have rural Republicans who dominate the legislature. They're not for that. And so where are we gonna go? Well, the governor's probably outflanked here.
What do you think happens? Are you saying a prayer?
I'm getting a message.
Uh-oh.
It's the NRA who does not want this.
Mm-hmm.
And they fund the campaigns of all those rural electives. And so they are pulling these strings, not the citizens and their votes.
Well, we know the polls show most Tennesseans are behind a red flag law, which we should say is if there's a court proceeding that justifies that someone's mentally could be dangerous to themselves or to others, you pull the weapon. Fire law enforcement is allowed to do that. And several states have it and believe strongly that it's effective. But Otis, there's just not the passion to make it happen here, despite what's the school shooting that we had to
and that school shooting has really sort of energized the electorate or the Tennesseans to have that high percentage who want some kind of red flag law. To the credit of some in the legislature, they are saying now that they would like to have information about that shooter, the Covenant School shooter's writings, his or her manifesto, and try to get at what was really behind the mindset of the shooter, and maybe we can use that in the legislature. I hope that that's not just some kind of pretext to say, well, if we don't get that, we're not going to do anything. That could be. I'm a skeptic when it comes to this legislature. But I do think that the public needs to have that information. The legislature needs to have that information, because there are some Republicans who would support some kind of new law. They won't call it red flag, but I think some of them would do it, and the governor has a slight chance to get something done.
You think it rests on that? Do you think that's what?
I think it does. A lot of them are saying, without that document, without that manifesto that the shooter wrote, and the authorities have it, without that, I'm not doing anything.
A bunch of media outlets, including my former employer, Gannett, have sued.
Have sued. That's right.
To have that released, and
it should be released. This is a public document. To me.
I would like to see it released. Establish that. But I'd also understand that from rumors about the shooter, there may be some built-up hostility toward the lifestyle of the shooter that people want to exploit.
Exactly.
And that does not sit well with me at all.
I agree.
It is about mental illness. It is about the availability of guns. And it is about us having no way of flagging potential problems. And that's where we need to keep this.
Okay. All right. Something else you were going to say?
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. It's all of those issues. And, I just hope that we don't give the legislature an opportunity to do nothing by hanging on to what I think is a public document.
And talk to us about treatments. How do we treat the mentally ill when people see things?
Well, I will predict come August 22nd, we'll be talking about the fact that there was not a special session. We'll see.
I think you're right.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the state of downtown Memphis in just a minute.